good, playing well.
Welcome back to the Sunday Footy Show. Well, I tell you, Melbourne supporters, it might have been on Friday night, but you've rocketed to the top of the rundown here because this was a very, very impressive performance. And even those who might have thought the jury was still out in terms of premiership favouritism, you are well up there.
Yeah, they go really good, particularly after half-time. Pickett was good again. Petrarca, as we know. Tom McDonald kicked 3. Bailey kicked 4. I thought his first half was absolutely outstanding. Jared Lyons got a fair bit of it. Daniel Rich and Lachie Neale was back. But we welcome a man who's in unbelievable form this year, Tom McDonald from the Melbourne Football Club. Welcome to the Sunday Footy Show. Tom and I read an interesting article about you in the off-season where you went out and got a specialised trainer to help you. He was an NFL-style trainer with your explosiveness.
Explosive.
Hey, Brownie. Yeah, I actually bumped into this guy. He was training different clients at Collingwood's Oval where I train in the off-season, and he just mentioned, if you ever want to do some work in the future, let me know. And I liked the look of the stuff he did, a lot of cone work and hurdles and agility stuff, and gave him a buzz and organised it for the off-season.
What about the diet, Tommy? You're looking good, you're playing good footy, meat-only diet, I love it. Run us through what you have for breakfast, lunch and dinner, please. Look at that.
Well, breakfast this morning was bacon, eggs and some avocado. So it's not only meat, but it's an animal-based diet. It'll be 80 to 90% meat except for on game day, where I'll have a fair bit of rice and a little bit of veggies on game day. But, yeah, look, I think it's the healthiest way to eat. I feel great on it. And I found it easy to lose weight and never be hungry. I can eat as much as I want and, found it easy to control my body fat.
Weight.
Wow, that's because Billy's on a meat diet. It's just that it's wrapped in McDonald's buns.
You're on fire.
I've got the solution for you, Billy.
Yes, what do you got, Thomas?
Well, we go to Macca's, once or twice a week, and we just get 3 of the big Grand Angus patties by themselves and have that with some cheese. Don't have the buns.
No buns.
So a bunless burger.
No buns.
I noticed you're cooking on the I noticed you were cooking on the Heston Blumenthal as well there in the backyard, Tommy. Let's talk about the game because they jumped too early. They were 8 up in the clearances. What did Goody say at half-time? Because it was a massive turnaround after half-time.
Well, we actually had the game looking, kind of the way we wanted it, but we just couldn't win a contest down the line. The first time some of our defenders were getting beaten, and we weren't really winning any contests when it came forward. So the idea was we don't have to change much structurally. We've just got to actually, harden up and win a couple of one-on-ones and 2-on-2s and then get our game going from there, which is what actually happened. So it was just a bit of a rev up to bring our A game.
And in terms of your defence, I heard that Troy Chaplin's been in charge of your defence for 5 years. Is it only that, I don't know, is it sunken in, players are bored in? How does it happen now after this long?
Yeah, look, we haven't changed the principles too much. We've been a little bit more conservative over the last year or two with our defence for what we were in 2018, where it was all or nothing and it was be aggressive at every single opportunity, whereas now it's a little bit more about trying to, we keep Jake or we keep Stephen behind the ball and don't rush up the contest if they don't need to. But, yeah, I think the whole team buy-in of just realising, for forwards, as soon as the ball gets kicked up the line, we've just got to sprint that 50, 60 metres to get back up and help clog up the field. Whereas in the past, we might have been inconsistent with it or, you have 2 guys who don't do it and it shuts it down for everyone. So I think we've just had good buy-in and we've seen results from it. So as soon as you see the results, it's pretty easy to keep doing it.
Tom, you've beaten Geelong, the Western Bulldogs, beaten Richmond, beaten Sydney and Brisbane. And clearly this one was really important. The scenes after the game with Simon Goodwin celebrating, he spoke about how impressed he was. Is it time we just got to give him some credit? It's been about Mark Williams and the players, but not a lot of talk about Simon Goodwin. How have you seen him in the last 12 months and perhaps his coaching style change, if at all?
Yeah, I think, if Simon was going to cop it last year and the year before, he deserves the credit this year. He hasn't changed the way he coaches too much. He's very even keeled and he was excited on Friday night and we were. That was a really important win for us. They've been the best side in the comp for the last 7 weeks, and to beat them in the situation we were really, really proud of ourselves. So we acknowledge that was a great performance. But Goody's been so good at coming in on Monday and we have a quick review and then he goes, everything's on to the next opponent. We literally start previewing the next opponent on Monday. So, he's been outstanding and, he does deserve the credit because he's the one who copped it last year unfairly. So you deserve the credit when it goes well.
Hey, Tom, just on the coach, how did the phone call go when he called you to say that the club couldn't trade you?
It was my exit interview. Oh, no, sorry. Well, it was my exit interview where we sort of discussed, looking at other opportunities, and I gave him a really clear plan of what my off-season was going to look like, whether I was at Melbourne or not. And he was really good. He goes, mate, you're one of us until you're not. So he goes, if you're not, then he wished me all the best. But if you're here, you'll be treated the exact same way if you come back and do what you've said. And so when we did have that conversation that, I wasn't traded, he just said, mate, I'm super excited to have you back. He'd seen that I'd already started putting in some work, and he just said, I'm pumped to have you back now, and we could see good things going forward. So, yeah, no, he was really good to deal with.
Just on your own, so in terms of that, how close did you get? The Giants were linked to you, but did you get actually close to going to another club?
No, not really in the end. And everyone sort of knows the story that, it's hard to sort of go to another club, and people thought with a couple of years on a contract to go on a guy who hadn't played well for 2 years is a bit of a risk. So I can see the reluctance. Hopefully I'm making them think twice about it now. That's the way I sort of think about it is, well, they missed their opportunity. I can be a good player for Melbourne and hopefully for a long time.
Tom, you're 12 games into this season, obviously, and you're averaging the 2 goals a game. The uncertainty that you've just expressed here, and also the uncertainty on the role itself, given that at the start of the year, the plan was to have Ben Brown and Sam Wiedemann in the key post. Just take us through how you adjusted to the requirements along there.
Yeah, so I talked to the coaches and I said, well, look, if those guys are your first choice forwards, then should I be looking at an alternative sort of option, whether that be like a third tall sort of hybrid forward, which Bailey Fritsch is playing at the moment, or play on the wing. And so I did a fair bit of training on the wing for that. And then, of course, the 2 boys got injured in the same week with relatively long-term injuries. And we said, well, Tommy, we're going to put you back to the forward line. And so I just went back to training for that. And I was sort of slowly built into a little bit of form playing forward, but it didn't click straight away. And I was kind of excited to go back to the wing. But I think once I sort of got going, I've just loved playing forward again, and feeling really good about the role I've been playing and the way it's been clicking down there. So, yeah, I'm not planning on giving the spot up anytime soon.
Winners. That's where you win games. The forwards win games.
They do, Bill. And let's have a look at the votes. And Christian Petrarca was outstanding. So too was Oliver Gawn in the ruck, particularly in the second half. And Bailey was outstanding for the Brisbane Lions. And I just thought I needed to get you in there, Tom McDonald, at the end, because you got a photo of yourself just behind your left shoulder there on the wall. So I thought I needed to get you in for the votes for 7 votes.
Hang on, here we go.
Old McDonald, well done. Hey, you got some magnificent prizes. A dozen Callaway Chrome soft golf balls in the Odyssey Tour towel there. 4 Travis Matthew caps. That's 4 to keep a lid on it at the golf course. The Aquila shoes and clothing. Been magnificent, kicking goals since 1958 has Aquila. The bar fridges from Bar Fridges Australia. They are magnificent there. Just ring up and ask for a bar fridge. They are wonderful. Rick's, a pair of Rick's eyewear. Use the code word chompers at rickseyewear.com.au for 20% discount. It says it.
Well, change it.
Here's Lordo's. Platform 28, he just takes the doll and the kids
and the family.
Drops up with 38 people there. And the AMFX, this is a magnificent custom fire pit you put out the back when you're cooking your steaks. Thanks to our friends at AMFX. Speak to Alan and the team there. 100% Australian made. Good on you, Thomas. You're flying, mate.
Thanks, boys. I'm pretty excited about that fire pit there. Looking forward to that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, because he puts the meat on it. Yeah. All right, Tom, good on you. Always nice to chat to you, and I'm sure we'll do it before the season ends.
Thanks, boys. All the best.
Well done.
Thank you, Tom McDonald there. He's fine. That's everything that's good about the Melbourne Football Club.
He's good, wasn't he? That was great.
Yeah.
Hey, they've got a lot of good players.
Nice guy too.
Good role players. They've got superstars. That's how you become a good team. You can't be all superstars, Tony. You need your little blokes out here.
Is that what cost you blokes at Geelong?
Yeah, we didn't have enough role
All
players.
about Ablett?
We had superstars.
Were you a role player?
Me and Ablett and that, we'd carry the team. You need to put a hockey
All right,
in these
as
players
Billy
around.
continues this,